Hey, call me Shape, and today I'm reacting to a video titled Black Women Admitting They're Miserable and Lonely. Let's get right into it.
No. So what if you've not met a man yet? So what if the dating pool is sparse? And what? It's not your time yet. Because as much as God is working on you, God is working on him. So it is most definitely God's timing. Please don't stop letting our God work on you. You might think you're ready, but you ain't ready. So I don't want to hear any more of there's no one out there for me and I'm going to be single forever. No. Stop it. Because you're just speaking that into existence and your face looks miserable. So fix your face, sort your hair out, you're fine.
I think it's...
What a great cope. Your time is running out. In fact, if you're over the age of 30 years old, lady, dust everywhere.
Time that we're honest with ourselves, we're honest with women, we're honest with females about the likelihood of you being single forever. And a lot of females think that this is an insult, this is some type of threat, but it's actually reality. And we're going to delve into that because a lot of females always look past this fact. That there's always a chance that you won't find anyone, won't get married, won't have children, and will die alone.
Maybe this is too niche, maybe it's not. I don't think it is. But it's a beautiful day outside today. It's literally 70 degrees, but it's beautiful outside today. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to eat my lunch. I'm going to go outside. I'm going to sit before my next class. It's going to be good. I get outside and I look around and I realize I am quite literally the only person sitting by myself. It just made me so sad to the point where I got up and I literally went inside and I felt like I couldn't enjoy the stunning day that it was today because I was like, I'm so sick of doing stuff by myself.
What a lot of females don't consider is actually being sick of doing things by themselves. They will go on about how it's important to learn to love yourself while you're alone, but there will come a time when you are going to yearn for company, and not just with friends or with family, someone that you know that you want to spend the rest of your life with. And that's a whole different type of relationship. A lot of females won't admit that they want in the end.
And I don't really feel lonely except in instances like this, and I think this is why my anxiety and my depression actually is worse during the summer, because I find that during the summer, for whatever reason, I'm always by myself. I have friends, don't get me wrong, my friends are incredible, I love my friends, they're like my sisters, but they have lives and I feel like I don't. Anytime you see me out, 90% of the time I am by myself. I go to the store by myself, I walk to class by myself, I sit by myself. I'm always alone. And it never bothers me really until it slaps me in the face that oh shit, everyone else is with somebody.
Oh shit, monkey see, monkey do. Everyone else has a boyfriend. I don't have a boyfriend yet. It's jealousy. And honestly, with this greasy forehead you got, I'm not surprised you're single, girl. Jesus. Wipe that ish before you start making these TikToks, okay? We know TikTok is your therapist and the black women's therapist. You guys come to TikTok to let everybody know how you're doing. But it's okay that you're alone, but it's not okay to stay alone. In fact, I'm surprised you're depressed. What are you, in college? You're in college and you're depressed? Girl, go out there and approach a man. Shit, a lot of things, the biggest thing that's wrong with black women, you're sitting around waiting. You're waiting for something to happen. You're waiting for this big event. This man that just falls upon you. This high-value man falls out of a tree, hits you, and you guys fall in love. That's not how it works. Now, black women read a lot of romance novels that further their delusion, that talks about how the man they want would chase them and be obsessed with them, and he'll be so perfect. He'll have all these options, but he'll want for nobody but you. And you'll give him a hard time and push him away, and he'll keep chasing you. Now, it's in a novel for a reason, because it's fiction. It's not real. That's not how it works. So, like I said, as a woman, you know what you need to do? Go out there, and all women can do this. Like a sniper, right? Like a sniper. The guy that you have in your sights, go after him. Stop having all these rotation of men and sleeping with all of them and none of them work out. No, go out there. I'm sure, because a lot of women have crush on specific guys. The guy that you have a crush on, approach him and put the pressure on him. You're attractive enough. I'm sure he will at least smash you. And that's your foot in the door, right? Yeah, you don't have a relationship yet, but from there you could build one. Nah, you can't do this with everybody, but you could do it with the men that you actually want after you properly vet them and realize that they're good potential men for you to be with long term. Those are the men to do it with. Everybody else, blinders. You can't see them. Get focused, okay? Because when you hit 30, I'm going to be reacting to your video and making fun of you.
That like, oh shit, everyone else is with somebody.
What females won't want to talk about or admit is the fact that majority of the time they do feel lonely. And what she's really talking about is the fact that she can easily distract herself from the loneliness until she can't escape it. Until it's a reality now that she is feeling in that moment. And most of the times, that's what females do. They distract themselves from what they're feeling every single day, which is loneliness.
Be it platonically, romantically, whatever. And I'm by myself. Like sitting outside today, like that was like a perfect encapsulation of like my entire life. Like everyone was sitting with someone and I was literally the only person sitting alone. And in that moment, it just made me so depressed. Like it made me so sad. And I've had the same friend since high school, and obviously we were in high school, like we saw each other every day, and I texted my friends and I was like, you guys, I miss seeing you guys every day so bad. And every time a beautiful day comes around, I'm like, I wish I had someone to like go on a walk with. I wish I had like friends that I saw more often. I wish I had a boyfriend so fucking bad, you guys. I don't know, but it made me really upset, and I literally got up and I went inside because I was like, this is so fucking embarrassing. So anyway, I don't know if you relate. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. I hope you don't, because honestly, this feeling is really fucking depressing.
It's all well and good to have friends around you that can keep you company for the meantime. Although friends you don't get married with, friends you don't have children with, friends you don't build a home with, friends you don't do intimate things with, you don't have experiences that you will have with a boyfriend in a committed relationship or a husband. So females will always like to mask over the loneliness they feel because of friends, but when they get home and friends aren't there, or friends can't do what a man does, the loneliness is very, very clear in that moment.
I'm gonna keep it a buck with y'all. I'm in the place in my singlehood where I am not content anymore. And I don't think I ever was, because I know that when you're content in something that is not supposed to be your permanent position, God will make you uncomfortable because he knows you're not supposed to stay there. I recently saw a video of this girl who was talking about how it's okay if we're not content in our singlehood. And I completely agree, because prior to me seeing that video, I'm always talking to my sister about like our love lives and things like that. And I told her one day that I just feel like singleness is demonic. And not in the sense that being single is demonic, but being single for a long period of time, that hope deferred, that almost like an ungodly delay, that is what I mean. I believe that our single season definitely holds a purpose.
I'll be honest.
Yeah, the purpose is to teach you that you're doing it wrong. You don't know what you're doing. And stop blaming God. Oh my God, God is not some magic genie that's going to grant you all your wishes. That's not how God works. You guys be praying, God, please send me a man. Please send me a man. My man, my man, my man, my man. That's not how it works, okay? If you read the Bible, you realize there's some great people in the Bible that just got murked, just like that. Look at Abel, the story of Cain and Abel. Abel was God's favorite. He did everything by the book. He did everything by the book. And to God's surprise, his brother killed him. Yeah. Right? And there's a whole story about how Cain, he repented for it and built the city and all this other stuff and had a son named Enoch and, he became the grandfather of war or whatever. Anyway, the whole point I'm trying to point to you is that in the Bible, there's stories about good people having horrible things happen to them. And God had no say in it whatsoever. Okay? The reality of it is awful things can happen to you randomly with or without God's permission. Right? Everything is not God's fault. If that was the case, we wouldn't be here right now because Adam and Eve would have never ate from the forbidden tree. Right? They would have never ate for it because God would have controlled it. But God gave us free will to allow us to fail, to allow us to mess up, and then he would punish us for that. That's what happens, right? Adam and Eve made a mistake. God allowed them to. Punishment. What's Adam's punishment? He's going to have to work for the rest of his days, and he's not going to be able to eat without their sweat on his brow. He won't be able to eat. What's Eve's punishment? She'll have painful labor, okay? She will always desire her husband, and he will rule over thee, okay? So God doesn't prevent us from making a mistake. A lot of people talk about God like God literally is their buddy waiting to grant them whatever they want. It don't work like that. Good people have bad things happen to them, and some bad people have good things happen to them. It's just the way it is. The truth of the matter is God gives us purpose and direction in life. And the direction is that I need to work, I need to grind, and I need to dominate the world. And the woman's supposed to help me and serve me, okay? But she's not really serving me. She's serving the God spirit within me. I am God's son, okay? I was the first one made in his image. And you're made from my rib. So you're automatically my sidekick. But y'all acting like y'all not.
I already drew the line when they begin to speak about God and Christianity, but I want to talk about how females always say that them being single is because of a purpose, but I want to have a better understanding of what this purpose actually means, because females are achieving anything that's life-changing. Not even for themselves, not even for anyone. What have black females done that is so purposeful, other than destroy the black community, be 304s, listen or do trash music, and destroy homes? There's nothing purposeful about what black females do, and they continuously lie to themselves and each other.
There's a lot of stuff that I've learned about myself, a lot of healing that has taken place, but I do not have to graduate out of singleness in order to move into partnership. Like, I do not have to prove to God that I've gotten my diploma in singleness and show it to him and say, hey God, can't you see I've done all these good acts while I've been single? Can't you see that I have proven myself that I'm now ready to be in a relationship? Because I don't think that's what God wants. I believe that it's okay if we get so uncomfortable in our singleness that we actually go to him and say, hey, you got to deliver on this promise. Like, you got to deliver on this because you said in your word that it's not good for us to be alone. That's your word. Just as...
Yeah, but please don't butcher the Bible, girl. I will smack you through the screen. Stop it. That's blasphemy. God said to man it was not good for him to be alone, aka he made woman. He didn't say to you, ladies, it ain't good for you to be alone. He said to man. Now, that doesn't mean that he's going to deliver for you. Some women, and it's already happened, right? You're not the first woman to live on this planet. There's been many women before you that have died alone with a dog. And if they have a bunch of animals in their home, their cats ate their eyes out. Yeah, right? I know a couple friends, they're law enforcement, and they talk about all the time when they do wellness checks. If there's any pets in the home and they discover a body, right? Someone that passed away, God forbid, their eyes are usually gone because their cats eat it. So this idea that God's just going to deliver for you, again, you keep butchering the word. The word don't mean that he's going to give you everything you want. In the Bible, there are women that were stoned to death because they weren't virgins on their date of their marriage. You hear me? So this idea that God doesn't destroy, God just rewards, he's your best friend, he's the magic genie, you just rub the Bible and he just delivers for you, it ain't true, girl. You need to do the work. Faith without work is dead. So I can't go to the top of a building and jump off and say, God, catch me. It don't work like that. Okay? It don't work like that. I can't say, God, you didn't send me a sign. God sends you signs. You don't even know he's sending you signs because you ignore them. A lot of women ignore all the signs God sends them. But women are waiting for God to send them what they want. Okay? What they want. The sign is you're single, miserable, and falling into depression. That's the sign. That's the sign. God ain't here to just give you everything you want. It's ridiculous.
My man is seeking me. I'm seeking him as well. And I've been praying for his desire and my desire to meet so that this thing could wrap up.
I'm sure this female, like plenty other females, have already had that guy show up. But it wasn't the guy that they wanted. It wasn't the guy that they will sleep with on the first day. It wasn't the guy with the big D energy. It wasn't the guy that has good vibes. It wasn't the Pookie or the Ray Ray. It wasn't Tyrone. It wasn't the nonchalant dude. It wasn't the rich 6-figure. Usually it's the average black man who they all call Dusties. So let's not act like you didn't have options, like you didn't have people that wanted to be with you. You just chose to ignore them.
I recently had like a really great experience just in my dating life and stuff. And it made me so emotional because I felt like that experience was like this good thing being dangled in my face. As I was reflecting on it, I was like, Lord, I don't want to keep getting a taste of what love and romance can feel like. I want the whole plate. I am so tired of feeling like this shiny object that gets taken off the shelf, looked at for a little bit, then put back on the shelf. I'm ready to be taken off the shelf. It is okay as a single woman, more specifically as a Christian woman, to say that God needs to call my number. Like,
God won't do nothing for you, man. All this faith without works is so sad. Because women like this, they cherry pick Christianity. Christianity don't mean none of this. It don't. By the way, Christianity don't use the word partner either. Partner is from the rainbow community. Respect to them. All right? Partners from there because they don't want to call each other husbands and wives because they're the same sex. Right? Two men don't get married and say husband and bride. They don't say that. There's technically two grooms, right? A groom and a groom, right? So they use the word partners. It's simple and simple for them. But we use the word in Christianity, husband and wife. Those are roles. This whole partnership is a modern thing. And that's what I'm trying to say. These Christian women aren't really Christian. They're only Christian when it's convenient. They're not Christian when it's inconvenient. They're not Christian when it really matters. Stop cherry picking. Stop making the religion that you want to make and actually follow the word. Your job is to help a man desire him, and therefore you should go seek him. All women have the ability to go chase the man they want, but they refuse to because they're lazy. They think someone's going to come save them. Ain't nobody come save you. Ain't nobody coming to save you.
People always like, why are you single? Why you don't have a boyfriend? Like, why? Da, 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 da. But they don't realize it's so easy to have a boyfriend. But the kind of boyfriend that I want, baby, I don't think they want me.
So it's not easy to have a boyfriend then. It's not easy. It's so easy to have a boyfriend. No, it's not. It's so easy to get a simp. It's so easy to get a loser. But it's not easy to get a high value man. Because a high value man you got to work for. You got to compete for him. Okay? Women expect that a valuable person is going to be dropped into your hands. It don't work like that, baby. We don't fall into laps. Women fall into ours.
And the ones that want me I don't want them at all. So I'm just at this in-between stage where I'm just minding my business, and everybody's minding everybody's business. No, everybody's minding their own business. I hope so. So yeah, at this point, I just have to, focus on myself and, continue to just be the daddy that is just single, and everyone wonders why she's single. But trust me, the day that I get that man that I've been waiting for, the day the one that God has promised to me, that Odogu, definitely would have hosted him. But it will be evident that this babe is getting treated well. I'm not the kind of person to settle because I'm on this life is short. I'll find somebody else. So if I settle down with somebody, trust me, they're the one and not the two.
I think it's very obvious why females will end up alone forever. Reason being is that they're waiting for the man that will never want to be with them, never want to marry them, never want to have children with them or leave them as single moms. The men that they're waiting for, he is not coming or isn't ever gonna stay. My point being is females make this choice, but they don't realize that this choice that you've made is going to leave you single alone forever. They think they can deal with that reality or think it's a joke until it happens, or they feel it happening. But that won't happen for a long time till they realize.
So I'm out here.
I just want to address her really quickly because you see a pattern here. Every woman thinks a high value man is going to chase them down. It's not, bro. Chris Brown don't chase nobody. It's not going to happen. Okay? And I could tell you and the last girl with the bandana, y'all both have inflated sense of selves. Your value is not what you think it is. You want to know your value? I'm going to tell you your value. Your value is the median value of the men you have dated. So if you've never dated a high value man, that is not your value, baby. There's women that already have dated high value men at 18, 19, 20, 21. You don't believe me? Look at Leonardo DiCaprio's lineup. Look at his roster. A bunch of young girls that had a shot at a successful high value man. A bunch of them, right? It's a graveyard full of these women. Okay, so if this has never happened to you, it ain't going to just all of a sudden happen for you when you're 30s, your 40s, or 50s. But that's what these women believe. They really believe, I'm pretty. I'm going to sit back because all men want is a pretty girl. I'm going to sit back and he going to find me. Then you're going to realize you're not that pretty. You're cute. You're good looking, sure. But you're not. You got to understand, there's some real competition out here. It's not just women that look attractive in the face. There's some women that are gorgeous, fully nude. I'm talking about stunning. You can't compete with them. If you think you're a baddie, okay, let's see how bad you are if you put a bikini on, a two-piece, not a one-piece, a two-piece, and go to South Beach. That's how you know if you're a baddie. If you stand out in South Beach amongst all the beautiful women in a two-piece, because it's not a one-piece territory, okay? This is two-piece beach, okay? If you can't stand out there, baby, you're not as pretty as you think you are. And even those women are going to get pumped and dumped like everybody else. The problem is, beautiful women are a dime a dozen. They are. A high-value man is rare. By definition, you guys don't even want a high-value man, right? You want a super high-value man. Because you want a man that not only he looks good, he treats you well, right? And he got the bag. So, and you want him to be young. A lot of y'all, she's might be like 31, 32. She's looking for a guy that's her age that makes $1 million, or maybe she's from England, I don't know if or not. So let's say 2 million pounds, right? Or £500,000 or whatever the conversion is. That only wants them, has no eyes for nobody else, sitting around waiting for them. It's a fallacy. It's not true. And honestly, you're about to find out. You're gonna see a rude awakening. It's funny because I react to younger women, I react to older women, I react to all these different type of women. You know what I'm saying? And they range as far as attraction, as far as age, but the conclusion's always the same. It's always the same because the behavior is always the same. Y'all sit back and wait. That's not how it goes. You must chase a man. I know they told you that masculinity is pursuing because we were hunters. We weren't hunters. I just told you. God told us to work in the field. He didn't say go hunt. God said work in the fields. We worked in the fields. We were farmers. We're from the garden. We weren't hunters, okay? This whole thing is a lie. It's not even a true historical account of what happened, okay? So that's all wrong. And on top of that, Eve was supposed to be following Adam, not Adam following Eve. So if anybody's chasing behind anybody, it was Eve supposed to be chasing behind Adam. We know how the story goes. Adam, our oldest male ancestor, was a complete simp. And the minute that Eve, who he has weak to the flesh, she must have been a beautiful girl, I'm just assuming, right? He followed her the minute she decided to deviate from what God was talking about. And then both got punished, okay? So we can't follow you. You got to follow us. The greatest sin of all is women tried to lead, and God punished woman and man. Anyway, like the video, subscribe to the channel. Channel blowing up. I appreciate you guys. Check out some of my other videos, and I'll see you over there.